Hello everyone, it's your boy Qbaby. You know what I'm saying? This is Qbaby's Let's Be Honest podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm here with my special guest.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Kay Lozo. If you don't know me, I'm surprised. But I just want to put y'all on real quick. My boys, Team Hogface, we have a show June 30th, Jonesboro, the Brick House. Please show up and show out for my boys and me. And y'all stay tuned for my career. I'm a music artist, so I'm blessed to be here.
Man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I thank her for, you know what I'm saying, coming on out, you know what I'm saying, to my podcast. Like, today's topic is going to be on, you know what I'm saying, mental health for men and women, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I just want to get your take. Like, what do you think is some of the biggest hurdles that, you know what I'm saying, women or men, you know what I'm saying, you think they face?
So, like, both. Okay. So, I feel like with a lot of women, it comes, and I mean, no offense to nobody,
Yeah.
but, like, I feel like a lot of mental health comes on women's side, as you know, we neglect.
Yeah.
We run, and we don't want to really admit to people that we're going through things because we're supposed to either be a mom to our kids, or we have a relationship that we're supposed to just keep a job, just keep everything going and going and going. Like, we never really have time to sit back and think. But also on the side of it for men and their mental health, I think like y'all are not supposed to show emotion, really. Y'all are supposed to be very closed-minded, no offense, closed-minded, like the alpha. So you're not supposed to cry and really admit that you have things going on. But on both sides, we all struggle with the same thing, and it's just like our mental health system. Like, we don't have people who really are there that take the time to have a conversation with you. It's either about money or trying to shove pills down your throat to fix something that isn't fixable. I believe it's not fixable. If you have mental health issues, everybody always tells you that it's on you to fix it.
Yeah.
But how can you not fix it? How can you fix it when there's not really people there to help you fix it? There's communities, but at the same time in those communities you have closed-minded people who still are trying to do the same things that a therapist or a psychologist are doing, and it's all money.
Yeah.
But me personally, I have BPD. Yeah. A lot of people don't speak on that. But BPD is not bipolar. A lot of people get it confused with bipolar. I say put a dress on it, but put a dress on it, and just think about it being 10 times harder. The mood swings. It's BPD is based off of childhood trauma.
True.
A lot of people have childhood trauma, and that's where mental health is the core of. That is the nucleus of most people's childhood traumas, from abuse, mentally, emotionally, or physically. That's what I've heard from a lot of people.
Yeah.
So mine came from, just life. That's all I can say, life. It's just so hard, and it gets me emotional, because I don't really get to speak about it, but it sucks. Especially the days where you feel like you can't get out of bed. Like the days that people don't talk about. People think that mental, depression or just mental illness is people who are lazy. I hear that a lot. You're lazy. But I also say you don't understand what it is until you go through it.
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't lived it, you'll never understand it.
I can understand, from the male perspective, it's like it's just like how you said, you know what I'm saying, we're not taught to really show that emotion because we're supposed to be the backbone, but it's a reason why we have to have that mental fortitude of toughness. I'm not saying that men don't have their own traumas just like women do, you know what I'm saying? I would never say that, you know what I'm saying, one's better than the other. We all have our own problems, but at the end of the day, we do have to take accountability for the way that we treat people, even though we have traumas. You know what I'm saying? Because just like how you have your traumas, I have mine too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like any other individual as well, in general. But the thing is that a lot of people think just because of the traumas that they've been through, they think they can go into a relationship
Lash it out on them. Yes, exactly. You see, and that's what I've ran into a lot of people. They use their mental illness as a crutch to narcissistically manipulate somebody.
Facts.
And I've been through that a lot. I know a lot of other people, and that's another reason I do music. Because music to me is an outlet for what I've been through. Instead of it being an excuse and a reason to give up and say, F this, or I don't want to talk to people and just close myself out. The thing I do to get through a lot of things that I go through is I step into the booth. I release all of the things I'm going through into a microphone to reach other people who are probably feeling the same thing or going through the same thing that I'm going through.
True.
In that moment. And, I've had a lot of people come to me about my music and be like, damn, you saved my life, or you saved my relationship. And that's one thing that I do music for, is because it's beauty.
Yeah.
But I do know a lot of people who use their mental health for an excuse to hurt others, and I think that is something that everybody is traumatically traumatized by, and that's why we're so closed off about it.
I can definitely agree because a lot of people don't realize like music does has a way of soothing the soul, and sometimes it can speak volumes to where you're at mentally at that point of time. But the thing is that it's a dangerous thing because of how people can utilize honesty that you give to someone. You know what I'm saying? So in like most people's relationships, one person is giving a part of them, the other person's not. So you got to be, how can I say, like careful in the way that you operate with that. Like, so that's why I tell a lot of young men and young women, like when you do find yourself someone that you want to spend your life with, you know what I'm saying, just make sure y'all are able to have that communication of understanding.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, it's just a lot of people utilize people's emotions or their people's feelings, or they even use their honesty and manipulate some things like that into a way for them to get that person to do whatever they want. Like, I know girls to use, like, you know what I'm saying, things that they know that their partner needs in their life or want in their life, and they will try to manipulate and weaponize it in a way of being like, I'm going to punish you, you know what I'm saying, for not doing what I want, or this, that, and the third. So
that's crazy. It's crazy you say that. That's crazy you do say that, because like there's a lot of people who do that. There's a lot of people who think that learn you. You know, they put in your mind that, oh, I love you, and I want to spend your life. I want to spend my life with you. And so the thing is how I go about things, especially in this generation, is because I feel like my love is not meant for this generation. And it's hard for me to look at somebody and be like, hey, I want a future with you. Or I even want to go into a relationship, because I've been through so much, you know, with people taking my stories and using them against me, or taking them and talking about them in private and scouting to see how they could use it against me. Not maybe then, but later down the road when I'm down.
Yeah, like I can understand it to a very great extent, and it's just like it's kind of tough because even me personally, like it's hard for me as an individual to literally let my guard down enough to give a girl a chance, because at the same time, like every other woman and every other man, we all have our traumas that we have dealt with from people coming in our lives and just trying to, instead of bringing peace, they just want to cause chaos in it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, for me personally, it's just like, I hate when someone comes into my life and they talk about, oh, I'm all about you, I want to spend my life with you, I love you. Because to me, the words I love you is a serious word.
Yeah.
Definitely if I'm releasing it, you feel me? So therefore, that's the reason why I don't use it so, you know what I'm saying, blankly.
Yeah, I don't use the I love you word is because, like, I am a big-hearted person. I'm a savior. I'm savior. My bad, savior. What is it? A fixer. My bad. Savior. My bad. Okay. I'm a fixer. You know, I'm a big-hearted person, and I'm a fixer. And so when I see people, the first thing I know they're at a low spot, is the first thing I think about is,
how can I fix
I want to help you. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what's going on, but I want to fix you. I know there's something broken. And so I put not only my mental health at risk, but my emotional, my physical. I will do anything. You know the quote by Kevin Gates where he says, I'll kill for you. If I love you, I'll kill for you. Just know that. That's how I love. And it's either for a friend, my family, or if there is some girl out there that's special enough to, you know, take KO off the roster. You know, but I don't know. I've been through so much when it comes to people manipulating me, because they know I have such a big heart. They know how I go about things now. I guess what I'm trying to say here is, like, I'm not going to tell you about my life. It's kind of like a book. Why would you write a book if you're never going to publish it?
Facts.
Okay.
Like,
so why would you love somebody and let them... Okay, why would you go into something knowing that you don't want it, that you're scared? Why would you lead someone on like that? So why publish their feelings so direct to you and, you know, connected to you if you're never going to publish it by being with them?
Yeah, because like I think my biggest thing is that, like, a lot of females in my case, you know what I'm saying, it's just like when I tell them off tops, like, I don't get into a relationship to just have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I get in a relationship to get married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so whenever I call a girl my girlfriend, I'm looking for that girl to become my wife.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So within the 6 months to a year, like marriage is gonna be on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on how we're connecting, because the thing is that in that 6 months to a year, I'm asking those tough questions. I'm trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, do you have what it takes in my eyes for me to see you as a wife? And hopefully she's doing the same to
it's
look
like
at,
checklist.
you know what I'm saying?
Checklist every time.
And that's the reason why I tell dudes and I tell women too, like, make sure you have standards, because my thing is, if you got a dude that don't have standards, he's a dude that don't know himself yet.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reason why I'm saying, like, a lot of guys, I be trying to teach them this. I be like, look, first you need to find out what you want in your partner. Like,
exactly.
I can care less on what your girl look like, you know what I'm saying? Whether she big, small, short, skinny, fat, whatever.
Color, yeah.
Like, any of that crap. Like, none of that matters. Like, it's all about, do she fit the mold of what you want?
Amen.
Does she bring that peace of mind to you where you can feel comfortable and safe in your own household, where you're not walking on eggshells? I just hate the fact that a lot of men have to suffer in silence.
Exactly.
Because the simple fact they're like, if I don't do this, then I'm going to be alone. And that's one of the biggest fears, even for a guy like me.
That, I feel like it's the same way with females too, though. Like, no matter if it's female on female or if it's female with male. Like, I have to put that out there because I don't want that to be, like, not talked about as well. Because a lot of people don't talk about that either. Like, they're scared to talk about stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because of the public eye. But, like, I feel like that fear of being alone keeps us in a box.
Of course.
Like, it keeps us in a box, meaning, like, we'll do anything and everything to be with someone or something, you know, it could be a dog or anything you do. It's just like you don't want to feel alone. And a lot of people do not love themselves. And this is something I tell people, before you even try to pursue somebody, make sure you love yourself first. Because how can you love someone else when you don't love yourself as a person? Because you're not able to love somebody if you don't even know what there is to love about yourself. How are you supposed to tell a person, hey, I love this about you, or like, I love this and that? You can say that. But when they come and tell you, like, oh, I love this about you, and you're sitting over here like, why? That's the problem. Why? You should know why. You should know why you are worth it. You should know why that they should want you. It's knowing your worth. You can have, I also say this about females too, like, you can be one of the prettiest females, model looking female ever. Like, that's like that, I say, generic look everybody wants, right? That model, slim waist, big butt thing, you know. I mean, no offense, Nikki, I love you, but I think about Nicki Minaj. I think about Nicki Minaj.
That's too much for me.
Okay, what about Iggy?
Iggy, no, see, mine is, I'm a Shakira kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? Or give me, you know what I'm saying, my baby mama, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm more on the, like, Lady Gaga. I can go for some Demi Lovato, Lady Gaga, Adele, like, they some fine, I'm sorry, about me, fine women, you know, like, I love some beautiful women, but at the same time, like, I have standards, but at the same time, I say I have standards, but it's more because I'm so scared, and also people say they have standards. No, they're just denying to themselves that they are in fear of love.
Well, to an extent,
yeah.
Standards are to set love in its place.
But how can you have standards,
like, for instance,
if you're afraid of love?
Like for me personally, like, I have my standards. My standards is very simple. You know what I'm saying? Feminine, fit, cooperative, nice. You know what I'm saying? And just grounded. You know what I'm saying? Someone that can give me peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm asking for is not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's not difficult.
It's like basics.
Yeah. So me wanting a girl to be fit is because I'm a guy that went from being big, that's trying to get in shape. So I need someone that's on that same journey.
Motivational. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
if I can't work out with you, why am I dealing with you? Like, and you're like, oh, you should accept me for who I am. I was like, that works for niggas that don't have options.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's just the truth. Like, motherfuckers that ain't got options, they ain't telling their girl shit. Like, girl, you can be as big as a house and I still love you. Like, okay. Even though on the low key they smashing on a neighbor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a person that I'm very direct with a person. I let them know off real. Look, I ain't with that whole big thing. Like, it's one thing if it's a medical reason why you're, you know what I'm saying, big or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be. But for you to just be big just because you just don't want to do shit or just because you want to be lazy.
You're lazy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Because at the same time, like if you're around, it's like the company you keep. So if you're around people like that who are like lazy, they don't have like no motivation, and like they just don't want to do shit. They just want to be like low-key, I put depressed.
Yeah.
Like they sit in their own self-pity because either they, I was gonna say this and I can get judged by, I mean, you can tell me how you feel about it, but most people who are sitting in their own, like I have a song called Misery Loves Company.
Yeah.
You know, people who don't have motivation to go out and get what they want, they just want to complain about it. They want a handout. They want their mental illness to be a crutch, and they want people to feel pity for them.
True.
But here's the thing. This is something I realized. People will only feel so much pity for you until there's not enough pity left for you. And that's when, you know, the realization of who that person is comes out.
I can definitely understand that. The main thing I would say is that a lot of people can weaponize, you know what I'm saying, things, because like the thing that I have noticed is that I have heard of, like, and I know it's going to be a little bit controversial when I say this. It's going to hurt some females out there that's watching this feelings because they...
Talking to you hurt females.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, it was just like, the thing is that I hear about like some girls will say that, oh, I've been great, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And I'll tell them like, okay, did you go to the hospital? Did you go to the hospital to get the kid? Did you report it to the police? No, I didn't report it. I'm like, it's hard to believe it because it's been a lot of guys that's been falsely accused too.
And a lot of females too.
Yeah. And you know what I'm saying? Like it's I'm not saying that rape doesn't happen. I'm never gonna ever be like that, and it's wrong in all regards. But at the same time, we gotta admit that some girls be lying. There's a woman that made over, I think she made over like $4 million
for a fake rape
on 7 dudes.
Yep.
7 times.
Yep.
That's crazy. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I hate the fact that for the women that actually do have to experience something that messed up and that twisted, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry that those women have to go through that. But at the same time, we gotta admit, it's some women that would takes advantage of that.
Yeah, like they...
to try to get pity, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, with that, I mean, also suicide though. Like, that's a big one that hits me because coming from that side of being in mental hospitals and, you know, fighting for my life every single day because I have the number one hardest mental illness to live with. Look it up. I mean, look it up. For real. Like, look it up. That a lot of females and males, you know, like when they want to narcissistically keep somebody in a relationship with them, the first thing they want to go to is, well, I'm going to kill myself if you leave me. Or, I'm going to kill myself if you do this. I'm going to kill myself if you say this. That's not something just to throw out there. Yeah. Because, I'm sorry, if you say that to me, you're gone. I don't care who you are. Kios. Because for someone who's been through that, who lives through that, has lost people to that numerous of times, like, that's something you don't tread on. Because at the end of the day, I don't think suicide is them being weak. I don't think that they're not selfish. I'm trying to say that. They're selfish to an extent. And let me explain. They are selfish to an extent because they really didn't think about who was going to hurt after them. Or because I've lost a lot of friends to suicide. And the first thing I hear about their lives is, well, they were selfish. Why should we feel bad? They were selfish. But I mean, the people saying that are just as selfish for not thinking about how much pain and shit they were going through to think that the only way out was to take their life.
I would agree, but the thing is, I want to ask you something though.
Yeah.
Who commit more suicides, men or women?
Men.
But do you know why that is? Why there's a large portion of men that are committing suicide?
Because as soon as they start talking about their feelings, they're weak. They're not man enough. Like,
and you know,
it's mental health.
Like, do you know where half that mental health come from though?
Females.
Females that they love.
Yep.
Females that they cherish, because a man's emotions is a dangerous thing. It's like Pandora's box. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think that, oh, you should be able to show your emotion. You should do this. The thing is that most women want a man to be able to show a little emotion. But the thing that they don't realize about Pandora's box is that the moment you open it, it bursts out and it's all emotions. Yeah. And usually at that point, it's no return at that point. And it's just like, are you woman enough or are you willing to deal with that? Just like how men have to deal with, like, women can say the most horrible and most
Yeah,
messed up stuff.
females, I would say, definitely have, they get away with a lot of stuff. And, because here's the thing, I mean, we just talked about this earlier,
Yeah.
a female can go say whatever to a man or to a woman that they want to, and they usually don't get a slap, they just get a slap on the wrist for it. They don't get their ass beat. Like, they don't get thrown out here into the wolves. Like, they get catered to for treating men like shit.
True.
I mean, people literally get handshakes and stuff for all the mental abuse that they do to people. It's not just men or females. It's everybody. And that's just the world we live in. And, that's another reason that a lot of people want to take themselves out, because there's not enough good people left.
Solo says, KLezzo, I see you.
Yeah. Like, people, like, seriously treat people like shit, and they just think it's okay.
Yeah.
You see, another side, like, I'm going to take this perspective into it.
Okay.
A lot of us music artists, and I know a lot of my music artists can relate someplace, somewhere, y'all can relate to me, is that all the mental abuse that, people are getting handouts for, we scream for help in our music.
Oh, facts.
We will go into the booth and have the biggest smile on our face for the audience, and, but at the end of the day, when those lights go off and the fans ain't there no more, and our name, we're just the normal people, we're not KLezzo, or we're not, Rod Wave or Kevin Gates. We're back to our names. We don't have people to have to impress anymore. We're faced with our own demons. And reality hits us. That sometimes we use performing as distractions.
Yeah.
Sometimes we make music as distractions. This stuff makes me emotional. I'm so sorry.
No, you good.
But, like, a lot of us, we go and scream into the booth because when we try to speak up, we're not heard because we have an image. You have to get this amount of views on your your profiles. You have to have followers. You need to post this every single day. You need to follow these guidelines, and that's with a label or not. That's just the bare minimum of what being a music artist is. That's like nothing. Now, when you get bigger up there, I can only imagine what the big dogs go through. But at the same time, like us local artists who are trying to make it to be big dogs need just as much credit as the big dogs, because we've all been through the same thing. Yeah. And I think, I hate to switch the subject, but I'm gonna talk about this right here, like my logo, like our logo, Team Hogface. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's all about being unity, because we want to bring everybody in as a whole. We don't want, because what do you get out of being, divided? Loneliness, depression, hate. And so bringing everybody together from different cultures, races, communities, styles of music. Like, I swear, in our group, if you want to be a rock band, by all means, dude, be the metalist, freaking emo kid you want to be. Just hit the stage, bro. We'll give you the chance. We're all about bringing people together because a lot of us know how it feels to be alone. And if we can be that light to somebody to be able to do what they want to do with nothing in return, well, we'll be the light. So, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I just had to say that it's all about unity, and I'm all about bringing people together. And, I'm the first person that will reach out before I'm the last, because, I've lost too many people to death. And I can't be the one that can sit back if I lose another person and be like, I had that. What could have been?
Yeah.
What could have been?
I kind of understand that. I lost a lot of people that I care about, like friends, family. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of difficult because over time with losing so many people, you learn how that you have to it's tough and it's difficult. You get this mindset of I just need to keep my distance before I don't get attached like I was, because when you love something so much and then when it finally dies, it's just it's the worst pain in the world to you. It's hard to breathe, hard to be yourself. It's hard to get back on track, and it takes so much time before you find a way to do it. And it's just you find a way to close yourself off in that sense, and it's not a good thing. I won't ever say that, but everybody have their own different grieving tactics when it comes to things that they care about or people that they care about or whatever that may be. It's just it's a dicey situation, because I know a lot of artists like yourself that goes through a lot of tough things. A lot of people probably think that, oh, it's just some butterflies and rainbows, and it's really not like that. They don't understand the struggle that y'all have to go through, that sometimes y'all may have crappy contracts or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, but I know it's very, you know what I'm saying, crazy and difficult for y'all. Like, the one thing that I always try to, like, you know what I'm saying, make sure is that I try to, like, hopefully reach somebody in a sense where whether they like any of my content or all of my content,
Yeah,
whatever the case may
exactly.
be, because like my content has its way to rubbing some people wrong or whatever like that. Like everybody's not gonna agree with everything, but hopefully it can, you know what I'm saying. Hopefully it can just help somebody in some kind of way and to better themselves, whether they're man, woman, or any
Yeah,
ethnicities
exactly.
or anything like that. So I
can relate to that. You know, I can definitely relate to that because I have songs like I was talking about Misery Loves Company, and it's kind of like the breakdown of it really is going through a shitty ass relationship and then picking, you know, you putting your all into it and then picking someone over you.
Yeah.
And you still, even though they pick somebody, you're still fighting for them, but you kind of have to distance yourself off, and it kills you. And how I release this music. So I have a bunch of people like when they get broken up with or they break up with their ex, the first thing they're like, "Hey KO, sing this song," you know, because I'm like saying, you know, "F you don't be like," and they're like, "Yeah," and I was like, you know, so a lot of people relate to my song about that because it's really about, you know, someone putting you through hell and you're just like, you know what, I hope this is all worth it, and F you don't be, you know, I hope she does you the same way. That's all I can say, you know, I hope it was worth it, boo.
Hey, I understand, but shoot, you know what I'm saying, I thank everybody for, you know what I'm saying, hopping in our conversation. Welcome to the, you know what I'm saying, the Qbaby family. You know what I'm saying, hopefully y'all will check out more of our content, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. Make sure you definitely go and support my girl.
KO,
You know
let's all, you dig.
You know what I'm saying?
Want a big shout out to him for, you know, having me here, and I definitely want to come back.
Oh man, I would love to have you. You know what I'm saying? Qbaby.